Hi, I thought I'd do a little art haul because I've had a couple of orders in the last sort of month from Jackson's and Cult Pens, and a lot of the things I'd ordered are kind of new things that I've not tried before, and I just thought it'd be nice to do an art haul. I always love seeing other people's and seeing what they've got and seeing new materials that I've maybe not tried myself. Sometimes it's nice to see them before you actually commit to buying them yourself. So I just thought I'd share with you what I got and then try out some of the materials too. So these are from a mixture of Jackson's and Cult Pens, which is where I get a lot of my supplies. I also use Calder Art Supplies as well, which is my local art shop. None of these from there today. So yeah, I'll move this all out of the way and then I can show you things as we go along, and then we'll do some swatching of the different materials. So I thought I'd start with the Jackson's order because that's a much smaller order. The first thing I got was 2 watercolour blocks. I've used these before, but I've used the smaller versions. I've got one of the little 3x4 ones, and I think a 5x7. But I'm wanting to challenge myself a little bit on working bigger, so I got a 7x10 in the cold press one, which I haven't used before. So that's a slightly textured paper. And then the 10x12, which is huge, and I got that one in the in the hot press, which is the really smooth paper, which I do often prefer using, especially with coloured pencils, but I thought I would give the cold press one a try as well. I have used these before, like I said. They're great because they are, I can't really tell very well on a video, but they're gummed down the whole way around, apart from a very tiny little gap here, which means you don't have to stretch the paper. And for me, that's just a real bonus because I just find it a lot easier not having to do that. And they seem to work really well with the gouache that I use and pencils and things. I've really enjoyed using the smaller ones, so I'm looking forward to these bigger ones as well. I also got from Jackson's 2 gouache paints, just to add to my collection. I got a permanent rose, and that was a Winsor & Newton one, which is the brand that I tend to use. But then I also got the Schmincke designer one, which I've not used before, and I got an olive green in that. I really love olive green, and yeah, it was just quite tempting. That was a bit of a, I didn't need that one. I don't tend to buy greens, I tend to mix them myself, but I just really liked the look of that one. So yeah, but I'll swatch these in a little while. And then the other thing I got from Jackson's was this Holbein Artist Coloured Pencil. I generally get all my pencils either from Calder Art Supplies or Cult Pens, but neither of them sell Holbein. And I'd seen Sarah Dyer use this on her Patreon, and I loved the colour. I'm really into bright pinks at the moment, and this is a really fluorescent pink. Really like this. So yeah, that was my Jackson's order. Like I said, a little bit of a smaller one. And then got a Cult Pens order as well, and I got a new sketchbook. I've generally been using Royal Talens sketchbooks, which I really like, but I've also had a few De La Rooney ones that are sort of the paper cover ones, and I saw that Cult Pens had these that are hardback, and I thought I'd try one out because I wanted an A5 one. I've got, with Royal Talens, you go from the really small one, don't know where I put mine. Yes, with Royal Talens you have kind of this really small size, which is nice and I do like it, and then you have this one which is not quite A5, so it's not as, well, the paper's good, so this is like A5 paper, and you can see it's not quite as wide, and again, like, you know, I use this a lot, and then you get the big A4 one, which I do have but just haven't dared try yet. So I just thought I'd try this one. It lays flat, which is nice, and this is a whiter paper than the Royal Talens as well. That's quite cream paper, which I do like, but there's a slight texture to this one as well, so I think I'll do all the swatching in here just so we can see what the paper's like. Then got a Click and Go water canister. That's for hopefully when I get back out doing some location sketching, which I'm hoping to do once I'm kind of settled back into everything. Then I got a few pencils, and these are the Faber-Castell Polychromos. Again, I've got some of these already. I've just realised I've double ordered. How annoying. Don't ever do that. Are they the same? Oh no, they're not. They're slightly different. I might test those together actually. They looked very similar. Anyway, so this is this is a Helio turquoise. Oops, put it on camera. Then I got the burnt ochre, which always love an ochre. And I needed a couple of brighter greens. The reason I've got a lot of greens. I've got a gorgeous olive yellow, which is my favourite Caran d'Ache one, but I hadn't got any sort of brighter greens. They were quite dark, so I got a light green. Here we go, so it's the right way around, and this May green as well. And again, I'll swatch those in a little while. I also got a gold Posca pen, which is just, that's not new. I've had these before, I just needed to replace the one that I had. One of these Tombow highlighters, mono edge ones. Again, I think it was, could have been Emma Carlisle that had used these. But again, I just really liked the colour of it. This one is Coral. So we'll try that out. And a Tombow Mono Zero eraser. Tripping over my words this morning. Try and focus that. Which again, I've heard good things about for using if you're just wanting to rub out small details, which sometimes I do need to do. And then the biggest thing that I got from Cult Pens, which is completely new for using for me, is some ink. And there is a lot of ink that you can get. I have got some of the Ecoline in sepia, but I decided to try some of these Diamine, the Diamine inks, which again I'd seen Emma Carlisle use. I got quite a big selection. So these are watercolour inks, and I got turquoise, autumn oak, damson, misty blue, salamander and indigo. Not quite sure why I got 3 different blues. I think I liked the colours of them. So these are water-based fountain pen inks, but again you can use them to paint with in sketchbooks in particular, so I thought they'd be quite nice to try out. And I also bought this very bright pink. I'll show you. This is an acrylic ink, so this is slightly different. Again, a Diamine, I think that's how you pronounce it. Very, very bright pink. Open. Wow, it's called Hot Pink, and I just couldn't resist the colour. Again, I'm really into bright pinks at the moment, so that'd be really interesting to try out. So I'm just going to set up now just for swatching these items, and I'm probably going to do that without talking because I'm still getting used to doing videos. Okay. we go. There's the item swatch. I think you can see just how bright this Holbein pencil is. I don't think it shows up very well on camera just how bright this hot pink ink is. It is beautiful, really, really nice. Really like these inks. I'm looking forward to exploring them a bit more and using them in conjunction with some of the other materials I've got. This olive green is really nice, and yeah, the permanent rose is beautiful as well. I love this. It's very similar actually to the Schminke olive green paint, but I do like this kind of colour. This is quite bright, but I think I probably will use it at times. This, I think I've probably got colours like this already. It's a problem when you're buying different brands sometimes. But yeah, really, really pleased with those colours, and this has held up pretty well. It is only 100 and what is it? It doesn't say on the front. I think it's 140 GSM. So it's not very thick paper. And you can tell the slight texture. It is only very slight, but you can tell when you're using the pencils. But it's very similar to the Royal Talens in that if I was using lots of wet material, I would skip a page each time. It's probably a bit thinner. Just let me grab my Royal Talens. Yeah, so compared to them where this is definitely slightly thicker. You don't get as much, you can't really see where you've used wet materials. Can't see it on the other side, not as much bleed through. So it'd definitely be a, you know, not using that side, it'd just be using that. But that's okay, I don't mind that. It wasn't very expensive, it was only a couple of pounds, which is probably why, you know, it's fine. It's fine for what I will use it for. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little art haul. I will put a link below to any to all the items I got. So if you want to get them as well, then you can. Thank you for watching. See you next time.